Right, welcome back to Whizbits Random Gaming, everyone. And today we're going to do something a little bit different from the norm. We're hitting the Bandai Namco Cross Store. Now, this one is located deep inside Camden Market. I love Camden, haven't been there a while. And when I was going down there on a game hunt, I could not miss the opportunity to check this place out. I've seen a little bit of it online. Didn't quite know what to expect, if I'm totally honest, but there's your layout. So once you enter this shop, you're greeted with loads of these machines here, which are called Gashpon machines, and you'll see a sign later in the video. These are absolutely immensely popular in Japan, and it's kind of like you just put your tokens, your money in, whatever it may be, and you get some form of collectible. Now, the range of stuff that was collectible, you'll soon see, it's crazy. So I walked over to the right hand side of the store, and then you've got a very, very small arcade type section. You've got this sorry looking grabber machine, and then you've got a rather large one over here where you can win a huge prize. I'm not quite sure what that plushy huge type thing is from, but it either looks massively depressed or just plain flat out dead. Yeah, he really don't want to be there regardless. So someone needs to win him. It wasn't going to be me though. Unfortunately, the Bandai Namco Mario Kart machine was out of order. I would have had a go on this. Whenever I see this machine, I always at least have one or two goes. I think it's a really great attempt on the Mario Kart franchise, and one that's a real steal in the arcades in this day and age. You don't get many great arcade games, and that one for me is one of the better ones of recent years. So we've got this Minecraft Dungeons arcade game here, and I played this last year with the kids. I thought it was pretty good. It's quite a fun game to play, 4 players. My kids didn't enjoy it so much. They had a bit of fun, but once they realised it wasn't all about the building, they kind of lost interest. And we've got your dance machine here, which I can imagine... I don't know what time this place closes, if I'm honest, but if this is open fairly late and you've had a few people have a few bevies, I reckon that's gets its use. Now, as I was saying earlier about these Gashpon machines, now just look at the range of stuff that's collectible. It's weird and wonderful. From Namco Bandai franchises like Gundam, to polar bears, to look, mini whales, and look, strange little insect type machines as well. I don't know. It was all a little bit overwhelming for me, I'm afraid. I think it looked great, in all honesty, and I definitely appreciate the culture. Was it for me? Probably not. But definitely an interesting set of machines to look at, and you know, a little insight into another culture, which is always good to learn about. There you can see some Tamagotchi type figures. And unfortunately for me, even though I have chosen to visit this store today, a lot of the franchises that Bandai Namco are primarily familiar with these days and that they push forward, I'm honestly not that familiar with it, because manga, that kind of stuff, really isn't my cup of tea. I've always had an appreciation for it, but I don't really follow much, if any. I was here just to see if there was any sort of nostalgic Pac-Man, Tekken, that kind of stuff, and any of their older franchises, which Unsurprisingly, there's not a great deal in the shop. I guess it's more of an attraction from a cultural point of view in London rather than a nostalgic one. So here you can see what exactly are a gashapon. So that's how it's got its name. The clunk, which is a gasha, and pops pon. So here's an example of the insects gashapon and the kind of setup you can and the environment you can create, I guess. I mean, all in all, this is a really fascinating store. I mean, here's another example. Some Hello Kitty type stuff here. And for people into this kind of stuff, I would imagine this shop's great. Anyway, let's head upstairs. And in the meantime, if you haven't already, click that subscribe button. You're helping the channel out massively. So up here, you find the One Piece card game. And I'm guessing this is some kind of flagship game, as it's really pushed in the shop. And as we move forward, you're going to see a hell of a lot of collectible models, and some of them were massively impressive in terms of their structure and their quality. Another look at some gashapon items there. And there is also a stationery shop here, which this little area here is just giving you a bit of a warm up so you can see what you're about to see. So we're entering the stationery shop now. Now this is the only area throughout the whole Bandai Namco store, that actually had any video games. And whilst there was a good few games on display, it's definitely quality over quantity. Unfortunately, nothing that you would consider a bargain either. Everything was pretty much retail price. And I expected that, if I'm honest. Now we have a look at the stationery here, and I don't know about you, but if you've been to this shop, maybe you had a better understanding. But I honestly had a look at some of this stationery, and whilst it was quite nice, I didn't find any of it to be appealing to myself really to bring home. And a lot of it was, in my opinion, I would say overpriced. Now, I never expected to see a pair of multifunctional scissors at a Bandai Namco shop today, but there you go. Now, definitely some really cool items here. But not really for me. I did like the look of these Gundam type notebooks here. Fairly expensive for notebooks, and to be honest, I don't use notebooks that much anyway. And this is a prime example of what I was talking about. £6 for these pens, and when you look at them closely, they are kind of just like your basic standard pen. There's nothing really about them that sort of warranties justifies that kind of price, in my opinion. You know, when you go to the gift shop and you think, wow, everything's expensive, I'll just come out of a pen. Well, this was the kind of gift shop you go to, and even the pens were expensive. Now, I don't know about this line of toys or what kind of franchise it's from, but I will say they were pretty cool. I mean, Planosaurus, is that what it says? I mean, I've not heard of it. Is it from a comic book? Is it from a cartoon? Or is it just Bandai's take on dinosaurs, you know? Cashing in on the Jurassic Park type nostalgia. I mean, there's plenty of dinosaur fans out there. Jurassic Park has never really waned in popularity. So it's quite easy to see why this line of toys / collectibles is still available. So here's one of the counters upstairs. If the member of staff happens to be watching this, apologies, you did look a bit sheepish when I was filming, so I quickly turned around and moved into this area where there's lots of models and collectibles once again. Now here you see some collectibles from One Piece, and I only know that because I recognise one of the characters. Now as we go along, you'll see a hell of a lot of high quality items here. I really thought the quality was really good on a lot of these items. However, like I said, I don't know a great deal about them, so can't comment too much on their popularity and their names per se, but really cool items nevertheless. Now, I was swiftly told, quite politely if I'm honest, that I was not allowed to film any of the items in red cabinets, which that last section was. Shout out to the member of staff. They were very friendly when they came over to me rather, and told me that. And the reason being, they said they're not allowed to publicise any of the items in red cabinets. They were very nice with that, so although I was tempted to do some sneaky filming, I politely went with their request. Now here's something I know a little bit about. There's some Naruto figures, and in all honesty, I do like the figure Naruto, so I was considering bringing one home. Now Tamagotchi, it seems to have took off again, the whole Tamagotchi craze. Some of my kids recently, the last year or two, have been buying one or two of them. They find it quite funny after a while to neglect the pet to see what happens. That's kids for you. Now, moving into this section, which is entirely dedicated to the One Piece card game. Now, as I was saying, this seems to be something they're pushing quite heavily within the shop. And One Piece is massively popular. So there is a canteen / cafe here, and today it wasn't open, it doesn't appear. Well, if it was, there was no one eating and no one serving. But nevertheless, it's a nice addition to the shop. Admittedly, I was there around about midday, and it wasn't the busiest of days down there, and the shop, in all honesty, didn't appear to be fully functioning. Which is a shame, as I would have liked to have captured it in all its glory. Now, no idea what franchise or those things are from, but they look nice nevertheless, and these figures, really impressive. Same with these ones, really nice quality. If you're a fan of manga / anime, these type of things, then this is definitely for you. Again, I cannot state how good the quality of some of these collectibles were, and when you see them in person, possibly the video does not do them justice. There's some really good quality stuff here. However, the price does reflect that on a lot of these items, I must say. And again, look at the quality of that. It's a really good piece. And as you can see, this one here, this is something like £700. A fantastic piece, nevertheless. I have no idea who it is, but it's really, really good. And it looks really well made. And even the smaller things that you can see here, as you can see, the price is quite high. Over £100 for those small items there. But again, if this is the sort of thing you're into, you know, the quality is there, and they're probably not overpriced. They're probably overpriced to someone like myself that doesn't really collect those kind of items. So as I made my way out, had a quick look on the flip side of the stationery area. And if you're a cat lover, there's definitely a section for you. So Mofu Sand. No idea why the ice cream had cats in it. Now these were really nice. Definitely piqued my interest on the way out. Some nice Tekken figures here and reasonably priced as well. I really like these, and I think they would make a great addition to anybody's game room. Although the lanyard and the sticker didn't convince me today. So as we make our way out, a couple of little areas as we get to the exit that I didn't pick up on the first time. So quickly thought I'd capture them on video. And I missed this on the way in. But again, just shows you the layout of the entire store, so you know what you're walking into. It looks a lot bigger on the layout than it actually is in theory and practice when you go inside the shop, but you know, it's a cool shop nevertheless. Anyway guys, thank you for watching this video. If you made it to the end, something a little bit different today. It's video game related, and that's what I'm trying to bring to everyone on the channel, not just game hunts. Going to be trying to visit some different locations that's all video game related. For me, I found this shop really fascinating, quite interesting. Maybe not my kind of stuff that I would be spending money in, but definitely an experience. And if you're in London or even close by, I would highly recommend taking a visit down there, especially if these kind of franchises are your thing. In the meantime guys, thank you for watching. Click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that like button, leave me a comment, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.